Well, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and thank you, Len, for inviting us. We really appreciate the opportunity to show you our tool that we've created. We're really excited about it and proud. Wanted to give a quick shout out to one of the partners that you did mention. Her name is Cece Scheduler. She was feeling a little under the weather, so she's unable to join us today, but she sends everyone her best regards. You mentioned Stan Smith. Stan is the genius programmer behind making all this work, and actually we're looking at his screen right now, and we're actually going to do some real-time demos of the product. Tammy and I, my name is Steve Strohs, actually designed all the reports. So just in ways of a little bit of a quick background, ACT has a 25-year history, and around 2005, they invested millions in improving their architecture, and they switched to Microsoft SQL Server as a database at that time and went to .NET. And when they made that change, reporting changed as well. And we were given a new ACT report generator, which is very good, but unfortunately you can't run all the types of reports that you would like using the ACT report generator. And one of the things the consultants do is we like to use one of the best report generators out there, which is called Crystal Reports. And that name might sound familiar to most of you. Crystal Reports is sort of ubiquitous. It's a global, worldwide, leading reporting solution. And with it, there's sort of no constraints. You can build any type of report that you'd like to with Crystal Reports, and usually easily. And I know Len, for example, is very good at Crystal Reports and does custom Crystal Reports for his clients, as do we. So really the tool that we're looking at today is a tool that lets you build ACT reports with Crystal Reports. So a lot of the reports that users require aren't provided by ACT out of the box. So what we've done is, created this tool. It came about in 2006. In the version of Crystal Clear Essentials version 1, which came out in 2006, included 15 reports. And they were sort of the greatest hits of reports that you couldn't get with ACT out of the box. Now what we've done just recently is we've created version 2. And what we've done is sort of expanded that. So now Crystal Clear Essentials version 2 comes with 60 reports out of the box, and a lot of new features that our users have been asking us for all along. So actually at this time what we're going to do is just show you how to run one of the simple reports, and I'm going to introduce Stan. Stan, say hi to everybody.
Hi everybody. Okay, one of the things that Steve mentioned there is that it lets you write Crystal Reports. It doesn't really let you write Crystal Reports. It lets you run Crystal Reports that you've written. And I know there's a distinction there, and the reason I mention that is because in order to actually be able to create Crystal Reports, you need to purchase a design or license for Crystal Reports, which you can talk to Len about if you want to, if you're interested in designing your own reports. Okay, so what we did was we basically, what my part of the program, if you will, is integrating Crystal Reports with ACT. And in an effort to make it nice and user-friendly, what we did was we put it at the bottom of the reports menu. So when you install Crystal Clear Essentials 2, and there'll be 2 files you'll need to install, 2 separate installers. One of them actually installs the Crystal Reports runtime, and one of them installs the interface to ACT. So you'll need to run both those installers, and you'll see those available for download. Anyway, so what you'll do in order to run the reports is you'll just select it off the bottom of this menu. And then at the top, you'll have the selections that you've chosen as your favorite reports. What I attempted to do was to sort of mimic the way that ACT handles reporting in the newer versions of ACT. So your favorites are up here, and all of the reports on the system are down here. Now the reports can actually be run from the bottom part of the screen, or they can be run from the top. And if I want to just go down here and say history report, I can click on, I highlight the report that I want to run, and then I click run, and it'll run the report. And I have a couple messages that pop up to let people know that, certain things can take a while to occur. the larger the database, the more time it takes to come up with the, the parameters, the record managers, etc. So when you get ready to run the report, you have the option of running it on all contacts or on the current lookup of contacts. And I don't know if it's been implemented in what reports it's been implemented in, but you can actually run some reports on the current contact as well. So we're just going to go ahead and tell it to run this report on all contacts. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm actually running Act 2011 on this system. So we're going to actually go back a few years to find some information to print out on our history report. So I'm going to click the little calendar button here, and I can say no lower value, and then it would go back to the beginning of time. But I'm just going to go ahead and click the calendar, and then I can scroll back year by year here with just by clicking the down arrow and the up arrow on the right-hand side. If you click the down arrow and up arrow on the left-hand side, it scrolls by month. So I'm going to say January 2007, and then I can click no upper value, or I could just say the end of this month. Okay. Then I can specify which record manager I want to run the report for. So I could choose to just run it for Chris Huffman and Allison McCullough if I want to. Just click that button there. Or I can just click this button and run it for everybody. And I'll just run it for everybody. I can do the same thing with history types. So if you just wanted to see appointment completeds on the report, you could just click that one and select it. But we'll go ahead and run everything just so that we get a little bit more detail. And then just click OK.
So
and there you go.
Yeah, sorry to butt in there, Stan. It's Steve again. All of the reports have quite a variety of parameters like that, and they're always appropriate. So if you're running a history report, you can pick history types. If you're running an opportunity report, you can pick different statuses. And that's one of the things that folks like about Crystal Clear Essentials is that with each of the 60 reports, there's quite a number of different varieties within each report because you can run them for one user or several users, different time frames, etc.
Okay. Once you've got your report, there's various different things you can do. Obviously, you can click on the print button and print it. The other thing you can do, though, is you can export the reports, and you can choose various different types of exports. So we can actually export it to a PDF, or export it to Microsoft Excel, or export it to RTF, and then you can edit it. And you can export it to Word as well. Anyway, the history report, the history summary report, those are probably most people's favorite reports. And over here, we can click on this, and we can actually say we want to go to Allison McCullough, and we want to pick a particular day. So we can go to 3/7/2008, and we can go and see what happens, on those dates, March 7th, 2008. And when you're done, you just click Close. And you can actually, most people don't know this, but you can actually run more than one report at a time. So you can launch 2 or 3 reports and then go have a cup of coffee if you wanted to, if the reports were going to take a while. If the history report, let's see, history summary by contact. Let's say that this was one of your favorite reports. We click the Add button here, and that puts it on the top. And then just click Save My Reports. And then the next time we pull up My Reports, you'll see it's up there. Another feature that's in this version is the ability to download report updates. And if you click that button, I'm not going to click it right now because it takes 5 minutes to run or something like that. But anyway, if you click that button, what it'll do is it'll go out to our website, and if we have updated any of the reports, it'll automatically update those reports on your system. In addition, and it's not obvious from this, from the way the program looks, but in addition, if Lynn writes some custom reports for you, there's a mechanism for automatically downloading custom reports and automatically downloading custom report updates as well. So we tried to make everything a little simpler here. Let's see. What other report should I run, Steve?
Let's show off one. Well, that was a good one because you can't get that report inside of ACT. I was thinking maybe a group membership report. We get a call. A lot of people like to print reports of their groups and who belongs, which contacts belong to each group. So that might just be a simple one.
Okay.
As Dan prepares the parameters for this report, one of the things I wanted to mention is on our website, which is Crystal Clear Essentials, we have downloads for trial versions. Everybody can try this product for 14 days for free. But one of the other things that we have out there is examples of what every one of these reports look like. So you can actually pull up the PDF. Pretty small file with 60 PDFs in it. And then you can see the examples.
Also, while we're running this, if anyone has questions, I forgot to mention that there is a question panel that you can pop them into, and then towards the end of the call we'll go through those. So if you're wondering about specific functionality, or if there's a certain report that is missing from ACT that's killing you, and you're wondering if it's part of this package, go ahead and pop those in. I also want to remind you that that after the call, we'll do a draw for one license of Crystal Clear Essentials. I'm also going to send you a link through the chat panel and through an email afterwards with a link to make a purchase, along with a coupon code that'll get you 10% off till the end of the week.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Well, so there you go. As a custom report writer, we field phone calls from clients and even other consultants, and they're always sort of asking us for certain reports. And this is one that clients call us up and ask for all the time, which is just, if I give you a list of contacts, can you show me what groups they belong to? And so we decided that that was a pretty popular one, so we just decided to include it right here. So, again, as Stan mentioned earlier when he was running the other report, what's really neat about this product is you can run the reports for the whole database, or if you create a lookup before you run the report. So maybe you just want to see customers or prospects, or maybe just geography, you can actually run against a lookup.
And that groups report, Steve, does that work with dynamic groups as well as static?
It does. Hey, that's a great question. But yes, it includes all the memberships. Yeah, regardless of if you're a static member or a dynamic member to a group.
Looks like my version of ACT is misbehaving here too. I seem to be having a problem getting it. I seem to be having a problem getting it to do a lookup. I was just going to do a lookup by state and then run the group report on the state. Let's see if this will work here. All right, so we got these 13 people reports. So we can run the group membership report.
Yeah, and one thing I know people would want to do with this report is if you want to get that history report with the number of calls and number of meetings that were made, you might only want to see that for prospects or for customers. You can see, hey, am I doing the work to get the new business, or am I keeping my existing customers happy? Am I putting enough effort into there? And you can kind of measure one versus the other instead of getting all the calls and everything together in one list.
Yeah, great point, Len. Great point. So there you go. So this one is not including the entire database. This one is just including the 14 records from the lookup. So excellent. Boy, we could spend plenty of time running all of our reports, but really, in a nutshell, that is the program. So maybe we can turn it over to Q&A, Len.
Yeah. So I don't have any questions yet, but if you do have a question, go ahead and punch that in. What I will do in the meantime is I'll give you the link to go ahead and to buy it through our site. You can definitely go to crystalclearessentials.com, download a trial from there. I'm going to send you a link to our site through the chat panel, and then a reminder by email afterwards. that'll just give you the link to go and get it with the 10% off if you're interested in that. So I'm going to go ahead and send this out through the chat panel to the whole audience. And it's our website, yourcrmhero.com/CCE. Okay, and there's not much on that page, but it's got a link with a Buy Now button. And if you click that link, it will automatically put in the coupon code that'll give you 10% off. And I think that code's good through till Friday, Stan?
Yes, good.
Okay.
I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I made it Friday or Saturday.
Okay.
So
yeah, you've got till the end of the week. Have a look at the reports that are included. There are 60 different reports in there.
Yeah.
And yeah, okay. Looks like we don't have any questions. So was there anything else that you thought people should know about the product before we end the call? We're going to post the recording of this and send it out afterwards as well. Can we tell them about the new version or not yet?
About the scheduler, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can tell them about the scheduler. It's pretty close, actually.
And you're going to see that if you go to crystalclearessentials.com. And I don't know if, Stan, do you want to talk about it, or Steve?
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to. I'm really excited about this, and we are in alpha testing right now on this. You can see that on our site we have our 3 products there. CCE version 1, of course, is that older version. This is going to work for versions of ACT 2009, 2008, 7, and 6. But if you have ACT 2010 or greater, CCE version 2 is the product for you. And Cece Scheduler, which, as we said, we're in alpha testing, that includes a version of CCE version 2. But more excitingly, it allows you to actually schedule the reports to be run automatically. And then it can actually email you the results. As Stan said, when you're done running a report, you can save it as a PDF. This will actually just email the PDF of the report to you or a distribution list. So this is very exciting to me, because I think that if you know that you want a certain report run, why would you need to do it? It should really just show up automatically. So we're in our final testing stages of this. So if you're interested in testing that product or learning more about it, you can talk to us. I think I mentioned this. I was thinking about your question, Len. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about? The 60 reports really are templates. So as Stan corrected me, I'm sorry I misspoke earlier, but basically what we're doing is giving you sort of 60 reports out of the box, that are built with Crystal reports. Those reports can be customized. So if you have an IT staff with a Crystal report expert on hand, probably more popular, you might have your ACT consultant who's familiar with Crystal reports. They can actually take these reports and tweak them further. You can add logos up ahead, or if when we were selecting some of those parameters, if you always knew that you wanted all users included, and maybe for the history report you always wanted just meetings and phone calls and emails, those reports can be tweaked, and that can be a custom report for you. One of the biggest advantages to me of the whole product suite here is that this is an easy way for me to deliver custom reports for our clients. So I did want to make everybody aware of that. And I think we touched on all the highlights. Most of the reports do not mimic the built-in ACT reports. More what they do is sort of augment, the capabilities of the data that you're putting into ACT. These are mostly featured or focused around reports that can't be created within ACT. So different analysis reports. If you're using the new opportunity features that came about in ACT 2010, where you're maybe putting history or notes on opportunities, you might be struggling with running reports in that area. We have an opportunity detail report. We have some reports that users who synchronize can automatically run to see when the last time people synchronized was or logged into their ACT database. So all of these things are under the hood, but most folks don't know about them. So yeah, feel free to take a look at the sample reports that we have on the website, or just feel free to call Len. You're in good hands with Hero. and he can help you.
And there's actually one question that's come up, Steve. Keith's asking about where the program resides if it goes on the server, and I think that probably is a good thing with the scheduler. If I understand, you would put the scheduler product when it comes out would be something that sits on your server, so you can email reports directly to multiple people, whereas Crystal Clear Essentials version 2 goes on a workstation and runs and kind of runs the reports on demand, right?
Yeah, you're exactly right, Len. Yeah, every version of Crystal Clear Essentials so far has just been installed locally on the ACT user's workstation. But with the Cece Scheduler, we're definitely designing that around installing it on the server. We know that the users might not have their workstation on. So, for example, if you design the reports to run at 1 o'clock in the morning and email out the reports, that wouldn't be good if the computer was off. And so typically people have their file servers running 24/7, and so that's sort of the way that we built and designed it. So you're exactly right on that.
Okay, so that's I think that's key for people to know too. If you want these reports and you want them sent out, one license for $299 with the schedule ability, and you could send out reports to multiple people, whether it's sales staff, sales managers, and they're all getting the reports. They don't have to, like you said, Steve, if it's a report you need, you shouldn't have to go out and run it all the time. It should show up in your inbox.
Yeah, that's my thinking. So every click counts. Time is money. So
yeah,
very good.
Well, thanks for presenting this afternoon. I really appreciate that.
We definitely appreciate the opportunity, and thank everybody who's attended or is watching the webinar, and hope to see you guys down the line.
Yeah, and if you have questions, get in touch with me, or if you're working with an ACT certified consultant, a lot of the consultants are resellers of this product. So if you're working with somebody already, feel free to reach out to them. If you're watching this, live, or you're watching this afterwards, get in touch with your ACT certified consultant. This is definitely a product that I know I haven't paid enough attention to in the past, but definitely learned some things this afternoon, and I'm excited about working with it some more. So yeah, thanks again, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end the call, and have a great day.
Thank you. You too, Len.
Thanks, Len. Talk to you all soon.